Good evening, my name is Fit. I'm on with Alarmcopter tonight.
Hello.
And we're watching Scar Upward EU. Standard rules apply. If you don't sound our voices, please go to the main menu, go to the mute settings, and mute us in there. That'll shut us up real quick. Anyway, man, Upward's your favourite map, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, Payload's my favourite game mode anyway, but Upward is the best of the best in my opinion. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's got nice outdoorsy areas, it's got those nice underground areas for pyros and heavies. It's a bit of everything for every class, which, you know, some maps are a bit more, suited to others, you know. I mean, one map I can think off the top of my head, Hoodoo is such a pyro heavy heaven. Snipers really don't get much chance in that map.
Yeah, and I'd say Gold Rush as well tends to lend itself quite nicely to soldiers and demo men, just because of like corners and things like that, whereas this one's just a little bit more open.
Yeah. So, who do you think's going, you know, looking at the classes, who do you think's on for the win today?
Looking at it, it looks like red to me, but I haven't really sort of been looking at what people have been playing like so far, so, you know, blue could pull it out of the bag. So
yeah, blue. Sorry, I was just saying blue is looking a little admin heavy. I think red's got some get up and go. Not that it needs it, I think you just need to hold them back, really. But in any case, though, I mean, from the looks of it, you know, red are hard defending. I always tend to find that when they do it like this way for too long, they tend to crack, and then they suddenly, you know, get pushed back epically.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see such an enthusiastic red team, but also, I mean, if blue can get a couple of people out, if they can get to the back lines, then that could be, you know, taking down anything like teleport or something like that. That could really, really cripple red. Yeah.
Well, the thing we didn't see from blue, though, nobody Ubered up, which was, you know, a prime offence in an attack game. You really ought to have a few opening Ubers out.
Yeah, especially when sort of the first 30 seconds there, about half of the blue team were decimated when no one had actually left the spawn. So, yeah, it would have been nice to see an Uber, even if it was just to get out. It could have given them a good push, but they do seem to be on top of it now.
Yeah, no, they're broken out. As I've said and seen so many times, if red hard defend, blue suddenly creeps out and just gets moving, and they're moving pretty well. But to be fair, we've not seen red Ubers either. I think if a couple of Rubers are out there, they push that back.
Yeah, actually, thinking about it as well, last time we were on this map, there was some really, really nice medic work, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not that can match up this time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, last game we watched, lots of Ubers. This game, not so many. We've seen, you know, a bit more solo tactics coming out here. But look at this blue team, though. You know, spawn camp for a bit, and they're on the cart to push over the line. Oh, there goes a blueber. It's against the pyro. Not the choicest of times, but yeah.
It's quite possible it may have saved a life there, so I don't know, if they can keep the cart pushed and get it through the tunnel, that may have been worthwhile, but I don't know, possibly would have been worth holding on to that, maybe try and push up more towards red spawn.
Yeah, that's the thing with the pub server, it's that, you know, a good medic team, you know, usually in communications contact, and you can so easily coordinate what you're doing. But when you're pubbing, you've got to go by instinct, which is tricky. Just saying, looking at Grieber. That guy got lucky as heavy. He managed to eat his sandwich in time before the soldier clobbered him. One thing I'm having to say though, look at that cart. That is already around that area.
Yeah, that can be a real big crippler for any blue team. But yeah, red, to be honest, there wasn't that much of an offence on their spawn, but they didn't really come out either. So it might be that while red possibly have the better class choices, it might be that blue are just a more skilled team.
Yep, and as I say so many times, there's no accounting for skill. But yeah, from the looks of it, blue are just generally lumbering in, and you know, the change of class choices. I'm seeing more soldiers now, which is a good thing. You know, way too many spies and snipers and scouts, and you know, they've gone for blasty explodey guys. That's what I think I should actually rename soldier. Blasty explodey guy, you're up front. I mean, seriously, the amount of times I've seen people playing soldier, somebody gets close up to them, they just point at the floor and start firing away. I just backed out of fights sometimes, I just died from shooting the floor too much.
Yeah, it does seem to be Soldier for a lot of people is kind of relying on popping people in the air rather than actually getting direct hits, which is kind of why you don't see anybody ever using the direct hit. People don't seem to be able to aim if they are playing Soldier. Not necessarily that is the case in this game. I mean, they do seem to be putting out some good shots here and there.
Oh, CC9 there. Gets a nice shotgun shot out there. I mean, personally, I am a pretty much a banner guy, but you get the occasional wandering shotgun soldier.
I think that's something that's really, really good about the Soldier as a class, actually, that there's lots of different viable options. I don't think he has many items that can't be used effectively. I mean, for me, I tend to go for gunboats just because I like to get to sort of the battlefield fairly quickly and get to the front lines as soon as I can. But, I mean, yeah, banners as well, working really nicely, and there's one going off right as we speak.
There it goes, yep. Oh, it's Contra. Where is it going? Maybe a little bit of a aborted there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that one paid the dividends so much, but I do like to see the Contra getting used.
Yeah, I think ever since the update, because at the time people were like, oh, okay, vampiric-ish, that's nice. But the extra movement speed thing is one thing the pros really appreciate, extra bit of movement.
Yeah, that's kind of why I always tend to opt for the disciplinary action if I'm ever playing Soldier, just because, moving up in a game where you've got other slow classes like a demo or a heavy, if you can give them a quick whip, then it really, really does speed up the game.
Oh, I think we're seeing a crits creek here, crits demo man, and oh, look at those kills.
That was fantastic there.
Yep. Now that's the thing, a defensive crits demo man, oh, they are so devastating when played properly, and this guy looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to see that as the first sort of Uber in the game that's really made any connection at all. I think Blue might have been sort of, kind of lulled into a false sense of security there just because there weren't any Ubers popping at all, and then all of a sudden off goes one and they're all in a big lump.
Sort of like the philosophy of the crits creek is fight fire with even more and greater fire. But yeah, I mean, I think Red are coming back. They're making a good stand of this now. They're draining away the time. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to achieve it though, but if they can kind of eliminate 3 minutes, they brought it back a little. But yeah, look at this red team though. They keep an eye on that cart completely.
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job. I think they've had a few people switch around classes, possibly just trade off for other players, and it seems to have worked. I don't think there was a... I don't think TC Zasha there was a... I don't think it was a demo to begin with, so yeah, he's definitely paid his dues so far.
Yeah, we're seeing more medics now as well. Carl is using the quick fix. Not a preferred medigun in my experience, not in these attack maps. Great in a granary style game, but not in ones we have to deal with hard points. But still, a good medic is a good medic. If he can actually make the thing work, all good to him.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's a little bit more viable than I would have said at this point in the game, just because it's quite a long place to sort of push up from. And I mean, Blue as well, they've got another medic, so you've got that sort of support from 2 medics. So it works nicely, just keeping one of them near the backfield, just heal everybody up when they're getting a little bit low.
Yep. From the looks of that, Red Blue have also changed up their game. It seems a couple of scouts dancing around, more medics. They're eventually pushing in. Kuroneko, they're trying to get rid of that scout. Now, I think he could have tried huffing him off the side. He's using degree saves. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do. So whenever you say, they kind of change things up and around it with teams and that, I always tend to think that there should be some sort of like TF2 like manager variant where you basically have one commander guy, and can you imagine like league mode where you trade players like in football? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I guess in a way, sort of servers with like player limits and class limits. That's sort of an attempt to do that kind of thing, but it doesn't really work too well, I don't think, when it's just a server-side mod.
Yeah, I mean, could you think of the days when basically you have a single-player version where basically your entire team is bots? They have personalities though and play styles, and you usually play like a football championship manager football style. That'd be a weird but amazing game to play.
Turning TF2 into a strat game.
Well, maybe it's the dream. But anyway, back to the game at large. Okay, the shadows on the cart. No longer on the cart. There's that Chris demo again. and shot in the face by Captain Crunch. That was a brilliant end to a career there. Well, bad one for him, but you gotta admit, that was a way to stop a demo man. But yeah, look at that. That crit there, just cleared out the field, and Red are moving back in to retake that space. That was a nice bit of work there.
Yeah, that's definitely paid off. I mean, now I can see that, you know, a lot of those players then that got killed were pretty decent players as well. They were quite important for the team, so that could cost Blue, you know, maybe up to 30 seconds, maybe even a minute if they carry on, but they don't seem to have kept it up.
Sorry to break in there, but I just saw Wardian get 3 kills in a row from stabs, and I think that might have changed things up. Yes, Blue could come back from that. Okay, 7 minutes on the clock. It's the final countdown. I might have to do some editing, put that in somewhere. That would be hilarious, but maybe not. But you know, I mean, this Ash stage is quite generous with its times considering. I mean, as I've said, Egypt is such a stingy map for giving you map time, but this one's pretty liberal.
Yeah, I always find payload maps tend to hit it fairly nicely in the middle. I mean, a map that's guilty of the other end of the spectrum would be Dust Bowl. Just trying to defend Final Point Dust Bowl. My God.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit too much, and it's like, oh, Dust Bowl, Third Point Dust Bowl is an awful map to attack into because it's got the worst approach ever, which is pretty much a drawbridge. It's the only way you're going to get up here unless you go around the side, but nobody goes that way. You should, but nobody helps you. Up CC9 there, takes out the sentry by using good old stickies in firing an arcing motion. I can't stress that enough how to use grenade launchers. Because most suckers require line of sight, but now this guy, he knows if they can't see me, I can hurt it still.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they go for demo and just, you know, instantly opt for just throw stickies everywhere, hope they hit, but when you get a demo who's actually learned how a grenade arcs and everything like that and can follow another player and manage to hit them, they can really, really devastate a team.
Yeah. So also a little bit earlier, we saw an engineer come out there just to try and fight with an Uber. I don't know what happened with that lot. Then promptly taken down by a Demonite. Funny work. Ooh, amateur, nice reflect. Now from the looks of it, it does look a bit weird. I think Blue are pushing in one way, but Red are holding him in others. Quite weird. Nobody's got a really solid front line at the moment.
I guess in a way that is the beauty of this map. There's so many different options available to every player. So, yeah, I'd like to see some more people going for the underground, because at the moment it seems to be a lot of the top battlements being used.
Grieber there with Medic. This guy kind of knows how to dance as a heavy. You know, some people underappreciate what the heavy can actually do. And, you know, the good ones, they know where to move, they know where to go, and they know what fights not to take on. And, you know, he's dancing in and around the woodwork. And, you know, getting all the good kills in. Now look at the blue here. Okay, here comes the crit stone, man. And that's cleared.
That was perfect, that was. Yeah, cannot think of a better way for that one to have gone. That pretty much killed everyone.
Yep, oh look at this red team, they're just coming back out. They're trying to resume their defensive positions, but it's maybe a little late for that, but I think they might be able to do it. The problem is here they're going to have spawn pressure, because that point is so close and blue have got that time. If they're not careful, they'll push up too hard. They get annihilated and blue just goes in for the kill.
Yeah, or maybe even, you know, push up too hard and be too far away from the actual main battlefield and then end up just getting a sneaky cart pushed in.
Good old-fashioned spy cap, I love those. It's pretty much where to put a team down. You forgot you're supposed to be defending the cart, right? Yeah, look at it. Blue team are really finding it hard to get in there. I mean, I saw one Uber a while back, but I haven't seen another one since. They need to get those things out, get Red back around that corner. But this is the thing, Red are having much better medic work here, and it just shows.
Yeah, at this point it may be worth, you know, the blue medics just chilling out at the back, rather than trying to keep everybody topped up near the front. Chill out at the back, build an Uber up, then go for a push, rather than trying to push and get yourself killed with 75% Uber.
It is a tricky balance though, because the thing is, you want to like get the Uber up quickly, so you need to heal the injured guys, so you need to be at the front. But if you're at the front, you can get clobbered. So it's a very dangerous game you've got to play as medic. If you're going too deep, you're going to get killed. If you're at the back too much, you're too slow. Right now, though, they need speed. If they did this more at the beginning, they could afford slow Ubers, but not right now.
And another crits has gone off there.
Oh boy. And there goes another Paul Caber. Just when you thought this guy didn't have enough aggro left in him, he decided to whip out that as well.
I have to say, Zasha is basically doing everything about TF2 that I love in Demoman.
Speaking for Zasha, yep, he's killstreak 4. He's he's pretty much, I won't say carrying the team, but he's pretty much being MVP for them right now. Now look, the cart's rolling back, 2 minutes on the clock, red are just everywhere. Blue need to kind of get things into gear, get some movers going, and Stardust Crusaders are opted for the seldom seen, not widely regarded sandwich heavy technique. We think the technique involves throwing out a sandwich in front of you constantly all the time while moving up, in the hopes that your instant regen will save you from damage, along with the heavy fists. It's underappreciated, but wholly, recognisably unused tactic on the basis of how generally useless it is.
Yeah, I like the tactic, but it's not really paying the bills.
Yep, no, not really. Oh, there goes an Uber. It's 85. Why is the medic Ubering an engineer? I don't know. But he put a sentry down though, and it's working. Sort of. Stuff is getting pushed. I mean, it was not the best of Ubers. They could have picked a better candidate. I mean, this was pretty much the, low-key thing of, he's in his cell, and you must be very desperate if you're coming to me.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a desperation Uber, but there was a Demoman right behind the medic there, so...
And speaking of Demoman, here goes that crits again. Although, Edge, 85 there, giving aggro-ness everywhere. He was, I think, actually, he was whipping out the older short circuit and completely nullified that. That was a nice bit of energy work.
That is such a frustrating weapon to be against, but such a fun weapon to use.
I mean, there's still kind of form raging about it. People say it's OP as hell. Personally, I think now with the tweaks, they've made it quite usable without being broken as hell. There goes the Kritzkrieg. Blue now using them. They're finding semi-willing victims. But they still deal with that sentry, which is kind of the problem. Kind of dealing. It's the old-fashioned pub push. It's not got enough legs.
Yeah, I don't think really Kritzkrieg at this junction in the game, Kritzkrieg for blue wasn't really ideal. I mean, crits don't do any extra damage to buildings, and while you may get rid of the NG, there's still a sentry active, so better off to just Uber and kill all of it.
Yep, no, and I think, blue is out of the game here. Nobody's on the cart, no overtime left. And, well, look at that fuzz there. Must be the medic guy. Yep, those two guys, seriously. And Grieber, good mention.